In a small Hungarian village lived a simple shoemaker named Mr. Cricket. In the same village, his old friend the cobbler also resided. One day they plotted to take the judge's 6 horses into the forest and tie them to a tree. Then Mr. Cricket would pretend to use his magical book to reveal their location. In return, they would extract a handsome reward from the judge. They did exactly as planned. The horses were searched for across the entire area, but in vain. Finally, Mr. Cricket approached the judge and said, "Sir, if I tell you where your horses are, what will you give me?" The judge promised him 300 florins. Mr. Cricket opened his old book, recited a few lines, and declared that 6 horses were tied to a tree deep in the forest. Villagers rushed there and indeed found the 6 horses bound to the tree. The delighted judge rewarded the shoemaker with 300 florins. Soon, Mr. Cricket's fame spread throughout the land. Word reached the king. The queen had lost her favorite ring, and she was so distraught that she had fallen ill. The king, determined to recover it, sent his royal chariot drawn by 6 golden horses to bring Mr. Cricket. Royal guards escorted him for safety. When they arrived, Mr. Cricket grew nervous, trembling as he sat in the chariot. On the way, he worried, "What if I can't find the ring? The king will surely punish me." At the palace, the king welcomed him warmly and said, "If you find the queen's ring, I will give you 6 carts full of gold." Mr. Cricket replied that he would try, but asked to be locked in a room so he could consult his magical book. The king ordered a luxurious chamber prepared for him, silken curtains, soft bedding, golden and silver vessels full of delicacies. Mr. Cricket was astonished by such wealth, yet his mind remained blank. The first day passed, nothing. The second day too, no idea. By the third day, he was completely hopeless. "This will be my last meal," he thought. "Let me at least count the dishes." When the first servant brought in the first dish, Mr. Cricket absent-mindedly muttered aloud, "This is the first one." Terrified, the servant almost dropped the tray and rushed back to the kitchen, crying to the cook, "We are caught. The magician knows we stole the queen's ring." In truth, the ring had been stolen by the cook, his assistant, and the servant together. When the cook came in with the second dish, Mr. Cricket again said, "This is the second one." The cook panicked, dropped the dish, and fled. Then the assistant brought the third dish, and Mr. Cricket remarked, "Here comes the third one." The assistant fell on his knees before him, confessing everything. All 3 begged for mercy and promised to give Mr. Cricket 300 florins each if he kept their secret. Pleased, he agreed. 900 florins besides the promised gold carts was not a bad bargain. They handed him the ring, which he cleverly hid inside a loaf of bread and tossed out the window. At that very moment, the king's turkeys were wandering nearby. One turkey swallowed the bread whole. Later, Mr. Cricket called the king and said, "Your Majesty, my book has spoken. Kill that turkey, and you shall find the queen's ring inside." At the king's command, the turkey was cut open, and sure enough, the lost ring was recovered. The queen's joy